Welcome back to Invitation Only, the podcast that shines light on entrepreneurs and influential brands in the community with the goal of revealing the most inspiring success stories. My next guest is a multifaceted and educated fashionista who has earned a cosign from the legendary fashion mogul Dapper Dan himself. You'll see her name all over Dallas soon, but remember that you saw her here first. Please welcome DeZha J. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
You look great.
Thank you.
But that just makes sense to be a fashionista.
I'm back on the road, I'm doing these shows. They say they rockin' with party tonight, they feeling the shit in they soul. Jump in the crowd, they going wild, they telling me singing some more. Party's never gon' end, baby you can bring a friend. I'm a young pimp, don't play with my money, you know that I need it in hand. I don't be focused on bitches, I'm racking it up, making the bands. Feeling like Diddy, I might just go stand in the mirror and do my little dance. Counting it up just to blow it again. It don't
So
make no
I have
sense.
to start by saying that your work is really impressive.
Thank you.
I mean, I went on a deep dive through your Instagram or your Facebook actually, and I was like, look at all these pieces. You got dresses, jackets, and the flannel or puffer pants. I was like, I wish I could pull that off. Do you ever think like that? Like some of the things you create, do you create it for yourself or do you create it for other people when you're creating it?
I mostly create for other people. Since you mentioned the puffer pants, I don't think I could ever wear that either.
Oh, okay.
So I create for other people and things that I think will fit them and their personality.
Okay. So you basically see a person and you just start to design around them.
Yeah.
How does that go in your head? Like, can you give us a little bit more detail into that?
Yeah, so sometimes I know some of them personally, so I know the things that they like, the things that they don't like. And so when I design in mind with something that can maybe push them outside of their comfort zone a little bit, but will still keep them comfortable. Those that I don't know, I kind of just ask them questions to get to know what their style is, and then I'll design multiple things and present it to them and kind of work from there. So it's kind of getting to know the person, getting to know their style, look at pictures of them to see what they tend to go to, and that's kind of how I base off custom clothing.
Wow. Is this a custom piece you're wearing right now?
It's not.
It's not.
It's not
You
today.
looks great.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you know, you have great style, obviously, so
Thank you.
makes sense to be a fashion. Well, I call you a fashionista, but what would you call yourself?
I normally refer to myself as a fashion designer.
Okay.
Fashionista is not offensive or anything.
Okay.
A lot of people call me that. So
Okay. All right. Fashion designer. That definitely fits. And you're I saw that you're currently you're majoring in that. Where are you going for that round?
So I already graduated from it. So I
perfect.
graduated in 2022 from UNT.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
UNT. Nice. Shout out UNT. UNT's design. I've heard a lot about that actually. And
Yeah, it's really good.
is it competitive in that program?
Kind of. You have to get approved to be in a program. So like the freshman year, you start off with basics. 10th grade, well, not 10th grade, sophomore year, you start taking the fashion courses. But then after the first semester, then they'll let you know if you're approved to go to the next set. And if you're not, then you got to change your major and find something else. So it can be competitive.
I read that this passion started young within you. That
It
you started by doing the YouTube University thing that everybody else starts off. We all start off like that, just finding out as much information freely as possible. And so, but then you just over time, you just kept that passion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always tell people it started off with me knowing how to draw. I started drawing at a young age, and then somehow that transitioned into me drawing clothes. And so after that, I was like, I actually want to do this. So then I started, of course, looking at YouTube videos, trying to see how to create clothing. I would take apart clothes that I had at home that I maybe couldn't wear anymore, try to put it back together. And then after I got older, it was still there. So I was like, I'm going to study this and take it seriously and go to college for it to get more of the basics and get more industry experience.
Okay. So I have a question for you. Who do you think you are?
I think I'm DeZhané.
And what does that mean?
Being my authentic self, showing my passions. For me, I just love giving back. And for me, fashion is a way to give back and make people feel confident in themselves.
I love that. I feel the same way about my photography thing. I like showing people themselves in a way that they might not have seen it before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that kind of similar to
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Let's see. So Dapper Dan said you were next.
DeZha J, I'm waiting on you. The world is waiting on you, DeZha J. You next.
And I mean, like, that's like the hot, coming from a black fashion mogul like Dapper Dan. I don't know what could be higher. He's a
Yeah.
legend.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel to see that video?
I felt great. It was also encouraging to know that somebody sees me. And it just makes me want to keep going. And so I always replay that video, especially when I'm feeling down and business is slow sometimes. That's just a constant reminder. And so it's just inspiration to me because he has done everything. So, yeah.
Absolutely. You've been to New York Fashion Week, I don't know how many times. How many
Two
times?
times.
2 times? Okay. I saw a lot of content, so I was like, how many times has she,
Yeah.
has she been here? So tell me about that experience. What were you doing in New York?
So the first time I went to New York Fashion Week, it was to showcase a collection. It was my first time doing a professional fashion show. That was an interesting experience. It was a lot of moving parts. So that went strictly for business the first time. The second time, it was just to go and network, to kind of meet people, models, things like that, other designers. It was a very good experience. I feel like anybody in fashion should go at least once. So it was refreshing to meet people, refreshing for people to encourage you while you're there, to see the potential in you, and just to kind of build a community.
What was the most memorable experience that you could share from that experience?
I would say showcasing, seeing my clothes go down the runway, all of the hard work, because I feel like during that time when I was building the collection for New York Fashion Week, I was super busy with a lot of other things going on, and I was doing costume design at the time, and so it was a lot of things going on, and so I felt like the collection, it was kind of a blur. So to actually sit down and be still and to watch it go down the runway and just be like, I did that. It was very refreshing.
For sure. And so you just mentioned costume design? Tell me more about that. What have you designed costumes for?
So I did one piece for a TV show called The Shy.
What?
So
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. And so that one was, I didn't know it was going to be chosen for that one. The costume designer reached out, sent me the list of sizes for all the actors, and was like, send me what you have. I sent it, and then one day I turned on the TV, and it was on there. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, that
Talk
was...
about, how does that feel to see that? Like,
it
from
felt
here
good.
to there like that?
Yeah, it felt good because during that time, I was like, I really want to take it to the next level, and I wanted to get into costume somehow. But I didn't know how I was going to do that. So I had found a mentor who's done costume design for some shows, and she kind of encouraged me. And then a year later, then that's when I connected with the costume designer for The Shy, and then I got that connection. So it was exciting. When I turned on the show and I saw it, I immediately texted my brother and my sister and was like, y'all, my stuff made it. So it was very refreshing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, how long have you been doing this?
For a long time. I tell people professionally since 2022, but I've been in the design, like, beginning stages since probably like elementary, honestly.
People always think it's overnight, but they don't understand how long, even since a kid, you were doing this. So
Yeah.
How do you overcome times when you feel like people aren't giving you the recognition that you deserve? Or do you ever feel like that at all?
Yeah, I do, definitely. How do I overcome it? I just look at the things that I've accomplished already. That's the only thing that kind of really gets me through. Some people, because sometimes you can feel overlooked and feel like people are not taking you seriously, because I often say, people have known I've done it since a child, and they look at it as a hobby for me and not as a career. And so I just have to kind of drown out the noise and just remember the things that I have accomplished already and just keep going, because sometimes you're the only person that can believe in you. So I just have to keep that in mind and just keep going.
I got to share a story with you. So I can very much relate to that story. There was one time in my early journeys of being like this content, on this content journey. And like you said, my family knows it as my hobby. So they wouldn't really like showing me the respect I thought I deserved. And so one day we were just all together at a house function or gathering. And I just said, all right, everybody just sit down for a second. Everybody just sit down. I want y'all to understand, this is not just me getting out here and taking pictures anymore. Like, I have on a name tag. I'm taking this very seriously, and I would really appreciate if y'all would too. Yeah. And I don't think it wasn't until that moment that I stood up for myself that it was like, oh, okay, well, let's give him what he wants. You know, the respect that he would deserve. Yeah. So I think sometimes you do have to stand up for yourself and just say, like, you know, I do deserve this. Yeah. Or I am this. Yeah. And so do you feel like, as long as it has been, do you feel like there's so much more to go, or do you feel like you've done a lot of what you thought you would want to do?
I think there's so much more to go. Okay. I feel like I haven't even touched the surface of what I know I can accomplish. Yeah, and I have so many more goals that I have in mind that I want to do. I want to open up a store in multiple cities. So yeah, there's a lot more.
So tell me what you're working on right now. Like, what are some projects that you might be developing? Yeah,
right now I'm working on trying to build a collection for this year. So I'm working with models. I've already accumulated some models that I want to work with. So just kind of trying to pick what I want each person to wear. So a collection, I know I'm doing more costume design this year. Just some local shows that I've already got books for. And right now I'm just kind of taking it day by day. So with those 3 coming up, because those are coming up pretty soon, after that, we'll see what comes.
What is your ultimate desire as a fashion designer?
I would say to have my looks on red carpets and more movies, TV shows, in stores. So, like, I see my clothes being in Neiman's, Nordstrom's, in different malls, things like that, where it's accessible to everybody.
For sure. And it's still going to be DeZha?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Look out for that, people. Are there any specific fashion influencers that you appreciate?
I would say before Virgil Abloh passed away, he was somebody I looked up to just for like the streetwear aspect, because he gave back to other designers coming up. So I would say he is one. Lord, his name just literally slips my mind. But Essentials, Jerry Lorenzo. Okay. He's another one that does well with streetwear, with Fear of God. I just like his silhouettes and how it pairs well with different body types. So that would be for the streetwear aspect. For other things, I just find inspiration through local designers, people that I just see that may not have a lot of publicity or a lot of following. Those are where I find beauty in, because they're actually putting in the work instead of having like a manufacturer do it. Having a manufacturer is not bad, because once you reach a certain level, you do need manufacturers to help produce the clothes. But seeing someone with the craftsmanship and actually putting in the work, that's where I kind of find inspiration from.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering if you ever watched America's Next Top Model when you were younger?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
They got this Tyra Banks documentary, or this American Next Top Model documentary, and it's basically about how models have suffered in silence. Yeah. When it comes to that culture of, there's the walking down the runway, there's the, all the good showmanship parts, but then you hear stories of things that happen behind the scenes. How do you kind of separate yourself from that type of stuff, or what do you do to like address those things being in your environment, or what would you do?
Yeah, so for me, when it comes to models, because models do have it hard, especially with looks and what is expected of them. So when I'm interacting with a model, if they're doing a photo shoot for me or showcasing my clothes on the runway, I try to make sure I show my appreciation to them, make sure everything is fair, make sure they have privacy while they're changing, things like that. I know sometimes it can be a lot because it's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes, but just simply showing my appreciation, talking with them like they have sense, like not talking down upon them, kind of building their confidence up. And I also try to not limit who I use as a model, because there are certain specifications that maybe Gucci and Prada and things would look for in a model, but I try to be open to everybody, so that, because some people feel down that they don't meet the standards. But for me, there are no standards. As long as you come with your full self and you do right, that's all that matters to me. So just basically just speaking life into them.
So what do you look for when you're looking for models? What are some key things you're like, I gotta have this in it? Like, this person gotta have this. Like, what is it?
For me, number one thing is confidence. Because if you're confident, then it'll show through the clothing. If you're not confident, you'll see it through the pictures. You'll see it won't really express what I'm trying to convey with the clothes. Another thing I would say is just being timely, being professional. So as long as you're confident and you're professional, that's all I really look for.
Yeah, it's very important to be reliable.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, I think. Like, can I just rely on you to show up? The rest we can get through, but
Yep.
just be here, you know? Let's see. Are there other talents in which you excel? What would you be doing if you weren't into fashion?
If I wasn't into fashion, I probably would be either an artist because I draw, or I would probably be a singer.
You sing?
Yeah.
Very well.
I would say so.
Okay.
People say so.
Yeah. Okay, I would love to. I think actually I have saw you and Davian's video. Did y'all do a video together?
We have. It's been a
I'm pretty
while.
sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm pretty much wrapping up with this last question. What would you tell anyone following in your footsteps who wants to be a fashion designer?
I would say keep going. The journey is definitely not easy. There are some days where you're going to feel like giving up. But if you have a goal in mind, then keep going. No matter the obstacle that's there, just know that there is a community that's around that is willing to help you get through those obstacles. There are people there that are leaning on you in a sense because they believe in what you can do. I would say find mentors, find people you can rely on, and just put in the work. But as long as you put on the work and you have a goal in mind, you can get through anything that comes your way.
Thank you, DeZha.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming. This is invitation only. Make sure you guys subscribe, watch, like, do all the social media things, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.